in 90 days, if I could play two songs, if I could play one song, I would be happy.
I teach like a little different way sometimes. So do you mind like me sharing what I would do if I were you?
No, no, please. That's why I'd like to know that.
Great. So basically, the way I usually teach, and I've been doing this like for years because I teach like kids and I also teach like adults, like in 70 plus and so forth. Really, like the fastest way to start if you're like are brand new is not to do open chords, because you see if you do open chords, what's gonna happen is this: it's gonna take you a long time. No matter how hard you work, it's gonna take you like at least like a good like 20 days to get to the point where you can actually like switch between chords and actually make
Okay.
them sound good.
Okay. Now, when you say open chords, I don't even know what that means.
So you don't know what an open chord is? So for example, like the chord that you learned, it was E minor.
Yeah.
Those are open chords, you see? And like these chords, for example, I don't know if you tried C, let's say, or
No.
learn. So these are like basically this is what everybody teaches you at first, okay?
Yeah. Well, that's what happened. Yeah.
Because like what happens is that in songs there's chords. There's just in music there's chords and there's melodies, and the main role of the guitar is to play the chords in the background. But most people, they struggle with this because like it's really hard to get your fingers in the right spot, making sure it rings, everywhere, and like you're not muting any strings. So that's gonna take some time. So usually what we do instead is this. We tune the guitar a little bit different, and all of a sudden I can basically start playing songs with just one finger. So let's say I wanted to learn like a Willie Nelson song. It's not going to sound professional, right? Like it's not going
Oh,
to sound
okay.
like perfect right away. But the one thing that is cool is that you can actually play along with the song. And you can actually do this like pretty fast. So instead of like just sitting there for like 20 days and just trying to master your chords and sounding like this and having to switch and not being able to switch fast enough to play songs for like 20 days, like to 3 months to a year. Sometimes people, it takes them a long time. You can just start playing along with songs this way, and just you follow along, and then you build some rhythm, okay? And once you do that, you learn maybe like 5, 10, 15 songs. Then you're pretty much like ready to move on to open chords. But at the same time, you've already built some foundational skills. Does that kind of make sense?
It does. And the other thing is, I don't think my rhythm is that good either.
Yeah, well, that's probably like one of the things, right? Because the reality is nobody's rhythm is good. Like I've taught like kids, and like none of them had it from right out of the gate. I teach like people in their 70s and stuff like that, and nobody really has it figured out right away. So this is why we start with this, because then we don't have to worry so much about left hand. We can really worry about the right hand and get some of these different rhythms at first. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this is kind of what I would go through with you. So we'd probably learn like 5, 10, 15 songs and just get to the point where you can play along, right? One of the songs that you like, maybe a Willie Nelson song or a Chris Christopherson one. And yeah, so do you understand the concept?
I understand your concept, yes. But then at some point, you would have to still get to know those open chords.
Of course, yeah. That if you're serious about guitar and you want to sound professional, like yes, you're going to have to move on to open chords. And unfortunately, that's going to be hard. But there's ways to make it faster and make it easier, which is usually what I teach right after that. I used to like teach this first, but then I decided like, oh, this is much better to teach them rhythm and the easy version first, so it's a
Yeah,
little
I
more
would just like to
doable.
have fun,
Yeah,
you know.
because that's what people want to do. They want to have fun. They want to pick up the guitar and just play along. So, on a scale from 1 to 10, would you say like if we went through this together and over the next 90 days we learned like 10 to 15 songs, like how would you feel about that?
That would be an 11.